Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is OSL pseudo round of 16. It's actually the tiebreaker matches between Savior, Frozean, and Flash. This particular match is between Savior and Frozean. On Persona, it looks like Frozean is going to be starting in kind of the orange/white. It's hard to tell here. Savior for sure is in blue, and really you can tell the difference between Zerg and Terran fairly easily here. It's on Persona, so you've got those neutral dark swarms across the map. So that's going to be, I think that's going to make it a little more difficult for Frozean. It's definitely, I think, kind of an anti-Terran map. Protoss versus Zerg, interesting matchups, but really, Frozean's going to have to do something creative, I think, and it looks like Savior's actually going to be scouting directly into his base. That's a bit unfortunate. Really, I expect Savior to kind of go really fast Zerglings, because they're really strong. I mean, you have those dark swarms around the map. And Frozean, we might see kind of a mech build from him. Frozean also Cute Angel, by the way. Just to explain what's going on here, the tiebreaker, basically the two players are going to come out of this, and they'll be slotted D1 and D2. D1 faces Bisu, D2 faces Stork. And so someone might throw a match basically to face Stork instead of Bisu, or Savior might just be trying to line up against Stork. I don't know. He might. I don't know if they're allowed to play the brackets, or if he's thinking about playing the brackets, or how that's going to go, or if he wants that rematch against Bisu. Really, I would love to see a Bisu Savior matchup, and that would just be a thrill. Anyway. Getting to kind of the qualifiers, it's interesting here because I think Savior beats Frozean most of the time, and Frozean will beat Flash one-on-one most of the time. But oddly enough, Flash tends to beat Savior. At least he has. I'd have to look at the statistics, but I think he's beaten him 2 out of the last 3 meetings, and maybe that's because of kind of his creativity and his cheese, but also kind of he plays the maps well, and also it's really up to map draw, because on Katrina it's very hard Zerg versus Terran and Katrina, but Persona kind of more favorable for Zerg versus Terran, and the other 2 maps I'd have to look at it again. I don't even remember what the other 2 maps here, but out of this grouping, by the way, Rock getting knocked out. So early spawning pool for Savior. Savior going, I believe, 12 pool there. Instead of going for that early hatchery like he does standard, he's now going to set up that early hatchery now. And Frozean being interesting and creative, he is going to go bio build. He's taking those 2 barracks and putting them outside. Going to create kind of a little wall there, as you can see, and probably that's going to be interesting because the early Marines, he's going to be able to kind of camp them back, and basically the flow of Zerglings will be disrupted. They'll have to come streamline in a single file line in between and around those barracks, which is going to give the Marines a very good shot at fending that choke off. I'm surprised he didn't, and that's also going to give Frozean a bit of a chance to maybe take a secondary. Really, he's more on the defensive. It's a lot hard. You can't really fast expand as Terran here. You really have to. And now I think Frozean, he sees those lings, so we'll see if he's prepared. Looks like he's going to. Oh no, he's going to have to turn around. He was going to chase after that Overlord, but he's going to have to bring that Marine back to defend his choke. As you can see, and a couple SCVs coming off the line to defend as well. And that's why it's really hard and really creative. As you can see, those Zerglings coming around to the south and then coming back around, going to attack a little bit, but those SCVs coming up with those Marines, he's going to be able to fend this off. Very, very creative build by Frozean. I like that, and that really impressed me, actually. We'll see if that's successful for him in the long run, though, because, again, I would expect to see Mutalisks in not too long here, and kind of being slowed down. You don't have, again, that second base, and you do have to produce, I think, an inordinate amount of Marines, and you definitely, I think, have to go Firebats because of that Dark Swarm on this map. There's really not a lot of room here for a Terran victory. So we'll see, and you're playing Savior. Savior's no slouch of a Zerg, and continuing to produce some units out here. Looks like he's going to push up on his economy, and it's still just a couple Zerglings out, and I'm surprised Savior a Firebat out now. So not to say that is the equalizer, but a Firebat and a Medic now, a couple Firebats and Medics I would expect in the near future, and that's going to put Savior on his heels. He only has about a handful of Zerglings, and that's not going to be able to fight that off. Let's see if he can get some Sun Colonies down in time. He's going for Layer Tech now and pulling those Lings back. As you can see, a large force of basically, yeah, it looks like Frozean did in fact go bio. He has those Firebats and Marines now with the Medics going to push up, and 2 Sunken Colonies going down for Savior. So we'll see if that's enough, because Firebats really are fairly strong. They're a little bit out of position. I don't think they can cover all the way kind of to the back, so we'll see if Frozean kind of does a shift and goes all the way around kind of that hatchery. I'm not sure if there is an open lane on that backside. I haven't taken a deep look at Persona, and going to hold that Dark Storm for a moment just to keep those Marines back, force those Firebats up while that second Sunken Colony comes comes in. And as you can see, yeah, Frozean immediately going for that backside, losing a single Marine there, and wow, interesting. He isn't going to go all the way around. That's intelligent. I like that. Frozean's just going to camp right behind that res line, those resource lines. Going to keep right behind those minerals, so drones cannot harvest from it. If he puts drones up there, they're going to absolutely get annihilated by those fire bats and Marines at that position. So we'll see how Savior counters. Looks like he's deciding to bring a lot of Lings, but in the meantime, does Frozean have enough to defend his front? Is the next question. As you can see, Savior going to start pushing up a little bit, and wow, another grouping out for Frozean. So if he keeps that force there, I think he'll be okay, and he'll be able to take his expansion and basically be ahead of Savior here. More Lings coming out for Savior, so we'll see how that works. And it looks like, yeah, Savior engaging a little bit, but falling back. And Frozean actually is going to push up. He's not going to defend his ramp. I think that's a mistake. And as you can see, Savior pushing the Lings around, so that's going to leave those barracks extremely vulnerable. So Frozean kind of going for a death blow here, going to support that group. And yeah, here comes Savior. He's going to go immediately in on those barracks, managing to take out, looks like one fire bat. He managed to take out the second fire bat. Now those barracks are entirely undefended. Frozean in a lot of trouble here. He's just going to start pushing up. He's going to try to end it here. He's going to lose both those barracks if he doesn't push up and basically take the game, basically kill everything there before his SCVs and his command center goes down. He's going to end up losing here, pushing up with all those fire bats. He's just going to have to go for the main here and avoid that altogether. Not very good micromanagement. A little distracted here, as you can see, and he's going to end up losing all those fire bats and just too many Lings now and absolutely, ouch, killing that infantry. Frozean a little frustrated there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was another English commentary by Diggity. Look forward to the next matches.